Yes, thank you very much, Vincent-Henri, and it is really a pleasure to be here in person. So we are almost neighbor. I think it's here. It works despite the problems with the German trains. So it is a great pleasure to see all of you in person. Thanks also to Jaska and Anya that have provided the status of the satellites. I will take over from them. So going now on the operational delivery of the datasets, so the ground segment that is implemented by EUMETSAT. Basically, you see here all the EUMETSAT managed missions that are broken into mandatory programs and the Copernicus ones. But basically, the message is that what you see in green is dealing with atmospheric composition. So we already have a series of missions that are present, implemented in the different METOP satellites, but also with elements in MTG, as you will see. And there will be much more arriving already with the Sentinel-3A and B, and especially with Sentinel-4 and 5 that have been introduced by Anya. Just one point on Sentinel-3. I will just add a few elements. It has been already said that the mission has a dual scientific objective and domain, and there are scientific products like aerosol and fire radiative power that are of extreme importance for the CAMS service. And in fact, in EUMETSAT, there is a relatively new activity of a near real-time development of products. So here is the OSER system, and is a retrieval of aerosol optical depth based on SLSTR. So this is now operational and is also starting to support CAMS. And this goes together also with the product on fire, so our fire radiative power, that is also developed as a near real-time product and is based on King's College prototype. And now we are arrived at the version 2.0 of the processor, and you see the type of product that comes out with the hotspots that are related to the Sentinel-3A and B resolution and with the coverage. This goes together with additional products. This is an example of what we call a synergistic product. This is an aerosol. These are aerosol measurements. It's an aerosol product that comes from the merging of geostationary and polar missions. It is PMAP. This is also object of work together with CAMS, and the possibility using the polarimetry of the GOM2 instrument is to provide, in addition to the aerosol optical depth, that is the most straightforward product, also a rough classification of the type of aerosol that is extremely important to discriminate among the type of particles. And that this comes, the first version comes as a near real-time product that is available in EUMECAST, and you have the possibility here, for instance, to see in a snapshot for one specific day a coverage that goes beyond what you can have with the one single mission. And now is also coming as a climate data record. This has been recently delivered to the C3S service, that is just the floor close to here, in November 21, and is based on the reprocessing of the old GOM2 radiometry that led to the release of this level 2 system that adjust, for instance, artifacts and the continuity among the different sensors that may differ in time also for construction, the derivation and the changes in the optical performance. And here is a typical example of what we have for one specific day. The dataset covers from 2007 to 2019, so basically the lifetime of the METOP system. Other important data sets that comes through EUMETSAT arrive through the SAF, that is a satellite application facility. That is a program that is managed and guided by EUMETSAT with the support of a wide range of European partners. This is managed by Finnish Meteorological Institute and is basically the implementation of a wide range of level 2 or geophysical variable data sets. We have just kicked off the new phase, that is the CDOP4, that started in 1 March 2022, and also the SAF, that is an operational system, provides dataset from the near real time to the offline to the generation of data record. And here you just see 3 examples. So that goes from the aerosol index, absorbing aerosol index for instance, for monitoring longer range transport of wildfire, to the CO total column, to the formaldehyde that comes from GOM2. Sentinel-4 and 5, you have heard about that. These are much awaited. These are the tentative planned dates for launch. What we are doing in EUMETSAT, as was mentioned, we take care of the ground segment. So we are preparing the Sentinel-4 ground calibration campaign, and we are also implementing and starting to work on the software and the algorithm that are delivered by ESA to be implemented in the ground segment of MTG and EPSSG. And then one big bunch that is arriving are the CalVal, so calibration and geophysical validation activities for the systems. And this is, for instance, a simulation of the science studies of the impact and how the Sentinel-4 will improve our capability in that case, for instance, to monitor the NO2 and the emission from wildfire in Mediterranean. This is the validation plan. I won't enter much in detail on this, but basically we have 2 pillars. So the monitoring of the satellite performance on the level 1 and level 2. So for the radiance and for geophysical variables, and also the validation with external datasets. And also there is a user dimension. So with the development of validation portal, in order that within the Copernicus system, the user can have, let's say, a seamless vision of the quality of the data sets and what comes out from the different missions. And also in autumn, we will start to launch an announcement of opportunity together with ESA also to gather and to include the scientific community. And also we plan and we foresee to step the first, even from the first phase of the validation, to work with CAMS even during the commissioning phase before the data will be delivered to the whole public. CO2M, I will not add elements, but so we are also starting and kicking off the ground segment and also the science studies that are behind the satellite and the satellites that are also much awaited. And this is, for instance, the status of the assimilation. So how the different EUMETSAT products that also comes through the AC-SAF are for the moment assimilated or integrated in the CAMS system. So in green you see the products that are currently assimilated, blue the one that are monitored, and yellow the products that are planned. And we see that we feed the global forecast and analysis stream, also the global delayed mode with the CH4 datasets that comes through LMD and the AC-SAF system. The FRP is under monitoring for the global fire assimilation. Also the MSG enter as a cloud product for the solar radiation and UV service, and the longer datasets, longer-term datasets that comes from AC-SAF are feeding into the global reanalysis. I will just take a few minutes between probably me, Anne-Marie, and the coffee to mention the point that we are also engaging with users, because working on the ground segment also means that we engage with the users of the satellite data. Satellite datasets within the Copernicus are part of a unique data value chain. This is an example, for instance, on monitoring wildfire. So we go from products that are forecast, then we have the near real-time monitoring with satellite through the downstream, for instance, estimate of emissions and the evolution of the total radiative power that comes from the CAMS product. So we want to support the user both in integrating this in the products, but also in using the satellite that we have seen. The Sentinel-FFP has been a great success in that sense. So basically, we have conducted and we conduct a consultation with the user on how to best serve them in terms of serving the satellite data from the ground segment. And basically, the message that comes out. So we have more than 300 quick feedback and also more detailed expert user feedback. Is basically that the datasets have to be in the first row of the shelf, and that the user really want to see products like CAMS, like EUMETSAT, like ESA, really coming from the closest point as possible and use them in the easiest and most straightforward as possible. One message is really to support the effort on the mission estimate working also through CAMS. And also one important message is that there are new users that are emerging in air quality and emergency. And in fact, the availability of products and the service like CAMS, but also of new satellite data, will hopefully make new users emerge, and that these users have to be supported and served. Basically, there is a request for more communication and also to anticipate the needs in terms of data volume, because I think has been mentioned also by Yaska that we are talking about gigabytes per orbit, so we really deal with the big data paradigm. Just to close, I will show you a few elements. So on how we implement this. The first one historically is the, for instance, training and schools that we do together with CAMS and with the European Space Agency. Now we are arrived at the fourth event of a joint school that we do together. But in general, what we have is we also work with the specific communities, and in general we touch about 1,000 users with this type of training. We also intervene with the smaller events during conferences. Also during COVID, we had a very active activity of webinars, still together with the CNWF and with ESA. And here we talk about thousands of users that attended and participated to that. We also support in communication, just to mention this, also supporting, for instance, the big case of the dust. And we also work in workshop. Now we will have the third edition of a wildfire monitoring, so where we will again work on the data value chain with users and with the service users around Europe. And again, this is co-organized with the key services from Copernicus. And also I will just stop here mentioning activities that we do also to support the users, so using testbed, using Jupyter Notebook and the system that are developed and embedded into the Copernicus ecosystem. This is an example, for instance, of on how, for instance, the services that work with wildfire will expect or may have by the integrated use of the EPSSG, MTG, and the Sentinels, and the different products coming from, for instance, CAMS and the DFIS. I will stop here. I will just make last announcement. We have a joint activity again within Copernicus and with the center on MOOCs, and also we are launching a Jupyter Notebook competition, really to stimulate and support the users to make use of this tool. That is a very good way to uptake the datasets, and this is just going now and will happen in the next weeks. I stop here, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Federico. So lots of activities. I think the user don't see too much the boundaries between ECMWF, CAMS, EUMETSAT, and ESA, and it's very good like this. And every feedback is for doing that way. Yeah. So it's very useful. It's hard actually in 15 minutes to put everything that we are doing together, but it's on our side very much appreciated because it's part of the value chain, as you had on your.
Yes, exactly.
Do we have a question for Federico?